Hello friends, this is Raman Gill with the Daily Forex Market Analysis for November 8th, 2016. Just a quick disclaimer before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. If you have questions about your individual investment needs, I recommend you talk to your investment advisor. Let's start off by taking a look at our economic calendar here. We are fairly light in terms of the news. For the UK session, we have manufacturing production numbers for the British pound, and then going into the US session, we have job openings, and the most important thing for tomorrow will be the presidential election. Over the last few weeks, we have been seeing a lot of volatility in the market as a result of the upcoming elections. So these are finally here, and we can then put these behind us. In terms of our trading day tomorrow, we should start seeing the results of the elections kind of coming in towards 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern there, and that's when we'll start to see the markets moving going into that, leading up to that. And in terms of how we can expect the markets to react here, looking at this cheat sheet here from Bloomberg, we see that if Trump wins, we may see the US dollar go down versus the developed currency. So we're looking at Swiss franc, Japanese yen, which tend to be more of the safe haven currencies. We can see a US dollar go down even against the euro and the pound. And if Clinton wins, we are expecting to see US dollar go up, so it will be positive for the US dollar. And the focus will then again will go back into talking about interest rates. Will the Fed raise interest rates? So those are the two scenarios, and if we see the Democrats win both the houses here, we should see an even bigger response in terms of the US dollar. So at this point, we'll have to just keep an eye on what happens tomorrow. There may be a lot of volatility in the markets, especially on the day of the election, so keep that in mind. Looking at the charts here, we did see a down day for the pound US dollar. This is the daily chart. We saw a bearish candle close, and now we are coming up to support and resistance here at 123.50 level. This is an important support level where price had reacted previously. Looking at our 1 hour chart, as we can see, price has pulled down. At this point, we are staying below the pivot, but for tomorrow, for trading in the morning, we may see a push up into the pivot or even into R1 here at 124.70. If the price stays below the pivot, then we can expect the price move to the downside. The first target here is 123.50, and once the price breaks that level, we can look for price to come down to 122.80 level, which is this support and resistance level here, and even potentially into 122.30 level, which is back into the support and resistance here. So those will be some of the levels we are watching. First, we are looking to see if the price will stay below the pivot point here at 124.20, and if we see the price break down below 123.50, the first target will be 122.80, and then beyond that we are looking into 122.50 or 122.30 level. This is for the British pound. Looking at Euro US dollar here, we did see a big drop because FBI clarified that they were not pursuing this investigation around Clinton, and she had been absolved of everything. As a result of that, we saw US dollar go up and we saw Euro US dollar go down. So here we are at that key support and resistance level here at 110.26. We haven't been able to break down below this so far. At this point, because of this candle close, that we're looking for a bearish move in Euro US dollar. Of course, do keep in mind it could be very volatile day tomorrow. Looking at the 1 hour chart, this is the level that price tested earlier in the day. The 1026 level hasn't been able to break below that, and now we are looking for a further move to the downside. Once that level breaks, we are looking for a 110 essentially, and then going back down into 109.50 level, this support and resistance level here. So overall, we are bearish on this for tomorrow, and we are looking for a further move to the downside. 109.50 is the next key support and resistance area that we are looking for a move into. New Zealand US dollar here, we do see that the price has held below this 73.50 area. At this point, we see 3 days of price action and price holding below. So tomorrow, if we get a nice bearish candle close on the New Zealand dollar, we may see New Zealand dollar come down further. However, if we do break higher here, we are looking for 73.80 level and then back into 74.80 here all the way to the top. So at this point, this is critical. 73.50 level is critical. We need to see if the price will close below here or will it break up to the upside. And if it does break to the upside, we'd be looking for a back test into 73.50 and then a further move up. However, if it stays below, then we may have a nice trading opportunity after the day closes for tomorrow. Aussie US dollar here, we do see Aussie back into these higher levels here. Very bullish close for the day. Very different than a New Zealand dollar that was more bearish. However, for the Aussie dollar here, this was a very positive close. We are into the highs though, and then we have the next level at 77.59 or even into 77.70 area. So that will be the next target if it does break to the upside. However, if the price closes the day with the red candle here, we could look for a further move to the downside. At this point, we are bullish on Aussie, but we are into strong support and resistance. If the price manages to close on the other side of this line here, 77.32 area, on the other side of that, we can expect it to go to 77.80 and even as high as 78.20. So those are some of the targets to the upside. If the price pulls back lower, we could expect to see a negative close for the day. So we could see a railroad track or maybe even another move to the downside. It is at key support and resistance area, and a bounce would be a very natural thing at this point. Dollar CAD here, we are seeing it trade in a bit of a range. We did see price drop here, very nice pin bar here, and then a drop in the price. Now dollar is pushing up. At this point, it is a bit range bound. If the price comes to the downside, we are looking for 133.20 level approximately, and then further down at 132.80 level. Those will be the targets to the downside. Otherwise, we would treat this as a range. Here we have it, the gap to the downside, and now we have just been sideways. At this point, if the price stays above the pivot, we are looking for a move to the upside and would be looking for trading the range. So for today, we don't have any trade alerts. We are just waiting on the volatility to die down after the presidential election. So we're not looking to get into any trades going into the elections. Once the dust settles, we will come back with some good trades that we can take. So that's it for now. I will see you next time.